welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we will be ranking every Sabrina Carpenter song before Short and Sweet comes out. But before we hop in the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you love all things music. So I have been following Sabrina Carpenter since the Girl Meets World days, so I do know a fair amount of her songs. I will say some songs probably slipped through the crack over the years because, like I say, Taylor Swift, Little Mix, those are the artists, some of the artists that I just have loved since before Sabrina Carpenter hit the scene, because Sabrina and I are the same age, so she probably hit around the time I was in middle school / high school, so maybe wasn't as aware of things. So some of the artists that were around before her that I've been loving since a kid, I followed more, know more about. But I like to think I know almost all Sabrina Carpenter songs, and hopefully I can give y'all an education before Sabrina Carpenter 6 comes out, because some of y'all are thinking this is Sabrina Carpenter's second album because you only listen to emails I can't send, and I'm like, let's educate you. So let's start out by describing my 5 tiers. Now, I didn't make this. I did do the tiered names, but all of these songs that are input here are from another person, but it seems like they have almost every single song Sabrina has touched in her career, so the last decade or so. And yeah, it even has up to Please, 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 so we can give a little bit of a sneak peek of what my thoughts are on the newest era. But my tiers go as follow. I always have an iconic tier. Now, I usually, if I'm doing singular albums, I try to reserve this for a top 5. I don't know if we'll be able to do a top 5, maybe a top 10. We'll try and concise this. These are like the favorites of all times. Then we have the on repeat. These are the songs that aren't skips, but they aren't the iconic tier for me. They aren't like tippity top favorites. Then in the rotation, these may be songs that I might skip every now and again, but they're pretty much always going to be played as soon as they come on the playlist. Then my 4th tier is mood listening. I always say, rarely do I think an artist has a bad song. It's more of a, does the song match the mood that I'm currently in? And certain songs I only ever listen to in certain moods. So we'll see about that. The last one is I have a don't listen category because there's a lot of remixes on here. And I don't listen to pretty much any of the remixes, so we'll see. But first off, I'm going to try to go era by era, even though this is going from most recent era to like earliest era. So I'm going to start with earliest era and work my way there. So we're going to start with Sabrina Carpenter 1, Eyes Wide Open. Alright, so we're starting out with a single here, and that is Eyes Wide Open, the title track. I'm just going to say, Eyes Wide Open, I don't know, is she an iconic track for me? Is she an iconic track? I'm going to put her on repeat for right now, but I do love this song. The fun thing about like the Eyes Wide Open era is this was basically like Sabrina at the age of like 12 to 14 sort of vibes. We're the same age, so it's kind of interesting to follow an artist who is growing at the same like pace that you are. So it was very like, this era is so nostalgic for me. Eyes Wide Open, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, The Middle is Starting Over. They're all songs that I find very cute and sweet, and I would describe this entire era as cute, sweet, and young. I think out of all her albums, this is probably the last ranked for me, just because of how like low it, like how young it is compared to who, like how old I am now, which is 24. Then we have Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, which is automatically going in the iconic era. I know that Sabrina doesn't really talk too much about this one because, you know, she's like, I was 14 when I wrote this, or like 13. However old she was when she put this out. And obviously, if I had to go back and look at some of the stuff I wrote and did as a 14-year-old, I think I'd be like, what were you thinking, girly? But this is just such a nostalgic, iconic fave. I can't not put that there. And then The Middle is Starting Over, I also think is an on-repeat song. Those were like the 3 songs that she like released as singles. And they were all pretty. We'll Be the Stars. I love this one so much. Is that iconic? I'm going to put it on repeat. I don't know if it's quite iconic as the others. Two Young Hearts, Love, on repeat. Your Love's like, I don't know if I really remember listening to this one this much, so I'll put that in mood listening. Too Young is cute and sweet. It's all that like, you know, I'm not too young to fall in love vibe of like, oh yeah, when you're 14, like the world is your oyster, you fall in love so easily. I'm going to put that in mood listening as well. Oh, Seamless is so cute. Seamless is just a sweet little love song. Right now, Gonna put it in mood listening. Darling, I'm a Mess. Also cute. White Flag is a cover song. I'm going to put in mood listening. I'm just going to say most of all of her cover songs will probably be in mood listening just because I don't listen to them as much. I also don't tend to listen to a lot of covers by artists unless they're Kelly Clarkson, because Kelly Clarkson just has a thing about her that makes her somehow create magic out of almost anything she touches. Not to say Sabrina can't, but you know. And then Best Thing I Got. So like basically first half of the album, really enjoy. Second half of the album, kind of, but that could be the nostalgia of it. And then we're going to hop into Evolution, which is an album I absolutely love. So the Evolution album was an album I think she probably put out around the age of 16, so middle of high school for me sort of vibes. This album I love so much. I remember following the Evolution era. I loved watching the live performances. I really, really like this album. I want to say it probably ranks around second or third for me in overall Sabrina discography. That's how much I like it. So we're going to start with this. On Purpose, On Purpose, On Purpose. I love it. I love it. On repeat. On repeat. Love feels like Loneliness. I have to give Iconic just for the live performance and that note that she hits in the bridge. I remember that's what made me absolutely fall in love with the song. Then I'm just going to have to say Justice for Thumbs. I know Sabrina has gone on and said that she's not a fan of this song anymore. I get it. Like I said, if I had to go back and listen to all the stuff I said and did in high school, I'd be like, oh. But Thumbs, I remember playing this on repeat over and over again. In terms of like high school nostalgia, this is weaved in there with like 1989 and Reputation by Taylor Swift. So, yeah. Then we have No Words, on repeat, classic, Run and Hide. Oh, Run and Hide. Mirage, I think, is more of in the rotation. I don't really listen to it as much as I listen to the other songs of the album. Same with Don't Want It Back. Really cute. Shadows. Is Shadows iconic? Is Shadows iconic? Shadows has to be iconic. I'm not ranking these in the tiers, but Shadows? This was just like, it's a more sad, somber number, but it's like learning to love someone and despite all of their darkness and the shadows. So like the things that you see in the light versus the things that you see in the dark. And I just loved it. Space, I'm going to put in the rotation as well as, ooh, no, All We Have Is Love has to be put on repeat. We can already see my vibes with this album because none of them, yeah. Alright, and then we're going to hop into Singular Act 1. So I will say I think I prefer Singular Act 1 to Singular Act 2, but I also feel like Singular Act 2 was a time in my life. I don't know when that came out, probably around my late teens, so late teens for her, early 20s for her. I just don't remember listening to Singular Act 2 as much as I remember listening to Singular Act 1, but okay, Almost Love, Almost Love. Is she iconic or is she on repeat? I mean, she has to be iconic. Same as Paris. This was a moment, this was a time, this was like everything for that. Listen, these were songs that really defined the Sabrina Carpenter era. The Singular era, when I think of that, I think of these songs. Like, they really are that vibe. This was, you can kind of really see that evolution of Sabrina starting out with kind of that like more cutesy pop. Then in Evolution, she had that pop, but she had a bit of an R&B. She had a little more soul to it. And then the Singular era really played around with that like dance and soul and R&B. And it's a fun time. And these songs are definitely there. Hold Tight, I'm just going to put on in the rotation. Sue Me has to be iconic. Do I think I'm as big of a fan of this song as I feel like the rest of the fandom is? Probably not. Just because I think there are other Sabrina Carpenter like singles that I think just like are higher up for me, like Thumbs, you know? But this song, you know, just to be like, I'm getting sued, so I'm gonna write a song about it? Like, come on. What else was it? Like, when Jay just released Angel of My Dreams? I mean, it's just iconic behavior. It's queen behavior. It's pop queen behavior. Then we have Perfect. I'm gonna put on in the rotation. Bad Time. Bad Time's also in the rotation. Mona Lisa's, it's just a vibe. Mona Lisa is a vibe. She's a fun time. She's a groovy time. Oh, Diamonds Are Forever also going to be in the rotation. So you kind of see like my divide in the Singular Era. If I had to put Singular Act 1, so I'm going to say I'd probably put Evolution at second, Debut, Eyes Wide Open at last spots. So that puts Singular Act 1 at third, is how it's going right about now. Then Singular Act 2, Looking at Me is absolutely iconic behavior. I love this song. Not many people seem to be talking about it when they're talking about Sabrina. Granted, no one really talks about Sabrina prior to Emails I Can't Send if it's not like Sue Me or like Can't Blame a Girl for Trying. And y'all are skipping over some iconic songs and eras. This song, move, groove, dance, like self-empowerment anthem. They ain't looking at you, they looking at me. Just beautiful. Take You Back, I'm going to put on Mood Listening. Excel, okay, Excel is a moment. Excel is not iconic, but she is on repeat. Tell 'Em is in a Mood Listening, and then Take Off All Your Cool is Mood Listening. I'm Faking, Mood Listening. I Can't Stop Me featuring Saweetie. Iconic behavior. Iconic. This was a very, like, sexy song for Sabrina, I feel like, at this point. Not saying Sabrina hadn't gotten... Actually, no. To be fair, she had gotten... No. I think the Singular Era was the moment we got sensual, sexy Sabrina, because she was in her late teens. She was entering her 20s, you know? And then speaking of entering her 20s, pushing 20 is going to go in Mood Listening. So that's sort of how the Singular Era goes out, because we went from, like, Debut being like cutesy young sweet, Evolution being like I'm figuring my life out, I'm a teenager just having some fun, to Singular Era basically being, oh, I have entered adulthood, now I'm going to explore what that means to be a young adult in this world and in this industry. But then we entered her most successful era to date before, you know, Espresso, and that was Emails I Can't Send, which I'm going to say is my favorite era of Sabrina so far because we haven't gotten short and sweet, and obviously that puts Singular Act 2 in 4th place right now, so let me know your ranking. But let's look at Emails I Can't Send. Okay, so the Emails I Can't Send era was basically Sabrina Carpenter coming back after having problems with her labels and, you know, issues with getting, you know, art out there and kind of being able to do what she wants. Also, she's coming off of that whole driver's license, Olivia Rodrigo, Joshua Bassett, her drama, where people were accusing her of stealing Olivia Rodrigo's boy, and then Joshua Bassett, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of things going on in that era that we can talk about. And so we're going to start out with, let's see if I can't find the title track on here, and that is Emails I Can't Send. Emails I Can't Send. Emails I Can't Send. My problem is I'm going to put it in the rotation. It's such a short song, but it's filled with so much emotion because this is about her father cheating on her mother and basically like destroying trust within her. And I was like, that's so freaking... Like, open up an album that really talks about a lot of personal heartbreak, like in a romantic sense. Opening up with personal heartbreak in the sense of like, here's where shit started. Didn't start with the boyfriend. I started with the dad. And I was like, okay, we see it. Vicious... iconic behavior. I love Vicious. The fandom, I don't think gives it as much love as it should. The bridge, if you love a Taylor Swift bridge and you're sleeping on this Sabrina bridge, what are you doing? Like, the beats, the calling out of this loser. I'm just like, it is what it is. It is amazing. Read Your Mind, she's on repeat. She's cute. Tornado Warnings. Tornado Warnings. It was immediate fave the first time I heard it. Like, when I listened to it, Tornado Warning shots at the tippity top of the list. Beautiful, amazing. The fact of, like, the literal chorus is like, I'm lying to my therapist. I'm like, ignoring my mental health. I feel like that's relatable. Because I Liked a Boy is also iconic behavior. You know, like, I'm a homewrecker, I'm a slut. I got death threats filling up semi-trucks. The only thing I wish, and this is the thing, when she performs it on tour, I would love to see it, but I can't afford tickets right now. I really want that bridge. I just feel like I know she has it in her to like really soar on that note. Not that she doesn't, but I feel like it could be held out longer. But that is a personal choice. Already Over is in the rotation. How many things? I know it's cute. One, it's a more ballady, slow number, which we all know I don't really listen to a lot. And two, you used a fork once. I know we love a Sabrina humor, but every time I hear that opening line, I'm just like taken aback. Even though I know it's coming, I'm like, oh, yep. So, bet you wanna. This is a sexy sexy number. I imagine this was amazing on tour, right? On repeat. Absolutely fun. Nonsense. Iconic. I will never forget watching the chats and reacts girls like choose not to finish this song. And I'm like, I mean, to each their own, but Nonsense, the whole point of the song is to be nonsensical. And the fact that we as a fandom took that and made it what it was, considering the song wasn't even like originally supposed to make the album. Like, come on. I love seeing happy, fun Sabrina, like, after dealing with all the shit that, like, really spurred on, like, the beginning part of this album. Then we have Fast Times. Fast Times is in the rotation. The music video, love the music video. This was, like, that first dip into, like, ooh, Sabrina Carpenter. Basically, like, if seeing their Act 2 and Act 1 were, like, her exploring what it means to be a young adult and, like, exploring her sensual side, the Fast Times music video was basically saying Sabrina Carpenter is now a grown woman and you were going to take her seriously as, like, this kind of being. So that was kind of like that. Fast Times, I just don't vibe with as much as the rest of the fandom. But, you know, to each their own on that one. Then we have Skinny Dipping. I love Skinny Dipping. Skinny Dipping, when it came out, it was the first song that we ever got from this era. And then the music video, which had all, like, the Easter eggs for the upcoming songs, you know, it's just on repeat. And then we have Decode. I'm going to say Decode's going to be mood listening. I just don't listen to it as rest. Same for Bad for Business. I just listen to them as much as the others. Then we have Opposite. She's cute in the rotation. Then we have, oh my goodness, Feather. Feather's on repeat. I know Nonsense and Feather are like the songs from this era. Like, everyone loves them. The Feather music video, I mean, literally, it is that video. Like, of all the videos she's put out, I think Feather and Fast Times are probably my favorite. But yeah, I just don't think I vibe with it as much as the rest of the fandom, but I really enjoy it. And I did end up reacting to these flash tracks. Lonesome. You can't spell lonesome without me. You know, if I fall in love with all my problems, will they leave me too? I mean, the lyricism. In the rotation, though. And then the last one, Things I Wish You Said. I don't listen to it that much. It's more of a slower number. We all know slower numbers I don't listen to that much. Therefore, I'm going to put that in mood listening. Now let's go into Christmas Sabrina and her most recent era. Alright, so Fruitcake. The Christmas album we didn't know we needed. Nonsense Christmas. Already iconic. Nonsense was amazing. Nonsense Christmas we had gotten the previous year because she did a remix of it. It's just a jolly old good time. Buy Me Presents. Cute, sweet, in the rotation. Santa Don't Know You Like I Do. Also in the rotation. Cindy Lou Who in the rotation. Is It New Year's Yet in the rotation. White Christmas in the rotation. I'm not going to think too much about the Christmas songs just because they are Christmas songs. They're very much so seasonal, works for me. So the Fruitcake album, in terms of a Christmas album, I listen to on the regular. But now let's talk about the newest era, which is the short and sweet era. The Espresso, Please, Please, Please era. So Espresso and Please, Please, Please immediately near the top. I'm going to put Espresso in iconic just because that song just has, like Taylor Swift said, narcotics in the song. There was a thin layer of crack over that song when she put it out, and we all took the drug. We took the drug that is espresso. Even though I cannot have caffeine, this is the caffeine. This is what vibes with me. This was just like, she knew how to hone it. She took what she learned over the years and like how she kind of had that humor that slowly came out in the songs, her really pop and quirky side, and then that really like sexy vibe that she was developing, and she put it all into one song and said yes. And then Please, Please, Please. Okay, I have to say Please, Please, Please I don't love as much as Espresso. I have reacted to both of these, but I do really, really enjoy it, and the fact that she put her own boyfriend in a video about a song that is likely about him. I mean, come on. Espresso and Please, Please, Please to date are my favorite videos from her. Like I said, Fast Times and Feather were my favorite videos, like up until now, but they were my favorite videos from the last era. So I'm curious to see what the third single is going to be. I've seen a sneak peek of a song on the album just because someone posted her previewing it at the Grammys. So I kind of know what Slim Pickens sounds like, so I'm really interested to see how the rest of the album goes. But now we're going to dive into all of her, like, non-album singles and soundtrack work, because you know the girl was a Disney girly, so she's got a lot. She's got a lot to go through. So I'm going to spitfire these and kind of go through, like, her work and her acting work. So there's going to be a lot of don't listens to this one. Okay, she did a collaboration with Girl in Red, which was You Need Me Now. This was a remix. I'm putting it in mood listening. They collaborated. They were on the Eras tour together. It's cute. It's sweet. It's gay. We love. But I'm going to put it in mood listening. I don't listen too much. Then her Cupid remix with 50/50. This one also cute and sweet. Don't listen to it that much. That's Not How This Works is going to be put on repeat. I don't really love Charlie Puth as a person, but this song slaps every single time. Skin, Iconic Behavior. I love this song. Listen, I also love Olivia, but this song coming out, like, Sabrina knew what she was doing. She's like, oh, you wanna see this? I'm gonna defend myself. Clouds, from the movie Clouds. This one is in the rotation. I don't really listen to any of the other songs because I have not seen the movie, so we're gonna put that there. Wow, featuring Zara Larsson and Let Me Move You from, Work It. If you have not seen this Netflix film, you should go see it. Jordan Fisher is my all-time celebrity crush, and they're in it. Lovely. Vocals on point. Let Me Move You makes you want to get out and groove. It is a dance movie, and then wow, with Zara Larsson. I mean, just iconic and sexy, right? Perfect Song from Royalties, never seen. Then we have Your Name with Megan Kibbe, never heard. Tricky, not heard. Honeymoon Fades, on repeat. This is just this is really her exploring her soulful side. This was from the Singular era. I think it was Singular Act 1 was when it came out. I'm not completely sure. But it definitely is a more sultry ballad sort of number. So I don't listen to it as much as everything else. But yeah, and then we have On My Way with Alan Walker. This is a fun song in the rotation. We love a dance number. And then we have a song called Lie for Love. Have not listened to. I also have not seen that movie. Alien, on repeat. She's cute. She's sweet. Then we have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. I have heard it. I'm going to put it in the rotation with all the others. Tomorrow Starts Today from Andy Mack. I have never seen Andy Mack, so let me know if it's good or not. Then we have You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, featuring Lindsey Sterling, also in the rotation for the other Christmas songs. Wow, we're getting very, very big here. First Love with Lost Kings, in the rotation. It's a good, sweet song. Why We Love, on repeat. This was a song, the video was iconic. It's cute. The acoustic number is also cute. Sign of the Times cover, don't listen to it. Hands with Mike Perry and the Vamps, I've never listened to either. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, haven't listened to before. A Dream Is Your Wish Your Heart Makes versus a So This Is Love remix, love it. Disney Girly Wild Side, love it. That movie from Adventures in Babysitting was so cute. The rap battle, I feel like, is going to haunt them for the rest of their life in that movie. But for a remake, it was fun. Christmas the whole year round. Put it in. You know, I really should just put all these Christmas songs in mood listening. Rescue Me from Teen Beach 2. I don't really listen to that one. Do you want to build a snowman? Listen, I listened to this Circle of Stars for Jordan Fisher. So, just going to put that. Let's see, we're going to scroll up and we're going to put that in Iconic Behavior because it is iconic. And, you know, Some That One I'm looking for. Nope. Silver Nights, don't listen to. Stand Out. Honestly, don't listen to that. It's not my favorite. Take on the World. She's cute. The theme song for Girl Meets World. It was iconic for the time. Wow, there are so many. Let me see. I think, is everything else in here? Remix. Okay, so In My Bed is from Singular Act, if I can get it out here. In My Bed is from Singular Act 2. I'm going to put that in on repeat. That was lovely. I enjoy that song. And then let's see what in here, what's not an acoustic / you know, remix numbers so we can end it out there. I Knew You Were Trouble and Feather acoustics. I don't listen to them. I'm not going to lie. I know it's good and I know Taylor enjoys it. I just don't really listen to them. And then Smoke and Fire is an absolutely iconic song, depending on where it ended up here. Smoke and Fire, Smoke and Fire. Smoke and Fire is iconic. I love this song. I remember this is the first time that this is the first time that Sabrina Carpenter really put out just like these non-album singles, because I was like really expecting this to be like, oh, the vibe of like Evolution, and then it wasn't on Evolution. So I really love that. And then I think everything else on here is just some sort of remix or acoustic number. So I'm gonna cut it off there because, like I said, acoustics, remix, covers, not really something that I listen to that much. But so far, for Iconic, we have Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, Feels Like Loneliness, Thumbs, Shadows, Almost Love, Paris, Sue Me, Looking at Me, I Can't Stop Me, Vicious, Tornado Warnings, Because I Liked a Boy, Nonsense, A Nonsense Christmas, Espresso, Skin, Wow, Do You Want to Build a Do You Want to Build a Snowman, Circle of Stars, That Is a Personal, and then Smoke and Fire. So those are all of my absolutely top tier Sabrina Carpenter songs. Let me know what your top tier Sabrina Carpenter songs are. How would you rank the albums? Is Emails I Can't Send at the top, or are you still a fan of some of those older, more nostalgic works? And let me know, what are you waiting for when it comes to the short and sweet era?